something many of us may have encountered before, but we need to be very careful of. Here's my question. It's an important one. Does your pastor open up his Bible during the weekly celebration in order to preach? I'm not saying the physical Bible. I'm saying, does he use the Word of God to preach? And then I have to ask you another follow-up question. Does he use it in context? Now, there are two types of sermons out there, and I want you to know they're both biblical. There are thematic sermons where a pastor might teach on friendship and pull out different Bible verses that help you understand friendship better. That's a thematic sermon. And then there's exegetical sermons. Okay, exegetical sermons are, we're going to go through the book of Matthew. Doop, 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 doop. There are a few pastors out there that combine that and pull from one book, several chapters of one book of the Bible, and pull a theme out of that. That's really hard to do, but there are some pastors that do that. I ran into a sermon the other day that I want to give you an example of. Now, earlier today, I put up a video on how Abraham was saved in the book of Genesis, and then it's reiterated in Romans chapter 4. And it's all about how his faith was counted to him as righteousness. Okay. Now, this one pastor will typically do this kind of thing. He'll read some of that sermon, some of that Bible verse, and we'll get to the part where God talks to Abraham and says, your descendants will be as the stars in the sky. And then he'll pull the word star out and he'll say stars. You know, we have stars, we have celebrities, and we shouldn't worship celebrities. Anyway, everybody all over the church was amening him and high-fiving in the air and being really excited. That wasn't the context of God talking to Abraham about his descendants and the stars in the sky. We weren't talking about celebrities. So that's my caution. Let's be familiar. Is it thematic without the use of the Bible? Is it exegetical, but we're pulling random words out of a Bible verse and taking the whole theme out of context? We need to listen to our pastors, and we need to make sure that we're not just following along because it's interesting. Anyway, I've rambled. My friends, I love you, and God's got this.